This is step one. Check this out.
Moving trucks and lots of volunteers. But this moving day is a little different for some military veterans without homes, like Navy vet Scott Beatty. He's been living in a tent in a Los Angeles homeless encampment nicknamed Veterans Row.
Oh, we're happy about it. We get out of here and then in somewhere safe.
Okay, so I just want to point out this guy is probably a drinker, okay? And the question you have to ask is, because he's a drinker, you can just kind of tell by his slur, he's probably drunk right now. Does that mean that he deserves no place to shelter? A Special Forces Navy veteran, because he's a drinker, does he deserve to live on the streets of America? You have to decide this for yourself.
I was assaulted up to maybe 8 times out here.
Probably because he was passed out drunk.
Slugged in the face, knocked out. You know, it hasn't been fun.
Beatty and about 40 other vets who have lived along this street are being moved onto property owned by the Veterans Administration.
Look at this, is awesome. There's a VA. Look at this.
They will still be sleeping in tents, but the area has more security, plus regular access to
There's a fence.
food, showers, and VA services.
Look at that. Food and showers and VAs. It's right by the VA.
Some say letting the veterans sleep on their large lawn is the least the VA can do.
Thank you.
It's 3 times the size of Disneyland, and it
3 times the size of Disneyland, they have a yard.
gets a lot of funding, as we all know. So how is it possible that we have homeless veterans dying in the street?
How is it? This guy, what are you, some sort of genius, bro? How is it they have a yard 3 times the size of Disneyland and there's freaking homeless people living on the sidewalk?
Beatty says he's grateful just to move within the VA's gates.
Well, I'm happy to get inside of there. And then
Like, it looks to me, and I don't know all the details, but it looks to me like literally they were camped. I think they do call it like VA row or something like that. They're camped on the sidewalk right by the VA, and the VA wouldn't let them come in and put their tents in.
my social worker has lined up an apartment for me down the street. So if that goes through, then I'll be leaving there immediately and going into my apartment.
There you go. So now this guy he's got safety. Now, is he going to keep drinking? Of course he's going to keep drinking. He's going to keep drinking behind that fence. He's going to keep drinking in his new apartment. But you know what? Now his social worker can come and find him. He knows where he's at. The guy is safe. And when you're constantly being beat up and harassed on the street, you can't think about social workers, man. All you're thinking about is how to get high or get more drunk.
Daryl Joseph says it's taken a little bit of time to get unhoused vets off the streets.
And we have been working diligently to get each one of them housed. Each one of them has a different set of
Fine. If you want to house them, fine.
needs. And so it's taken a little bit of time.
Yes,
According to
it
the
takes
U.S.
time,
Department
the whole
of
thing.
Housing and Urban Development, over 11,400 veterans are experiencing homelessness in California
11,000 veterans
alone.
in California.
This is Inside Edition Digital.
All right, look. I don't care what you think about tents or not. I personally, the only problem I'm having with tents right now is people are destroying other people's tents. They get angry. So over at my place, I've got a couple tents, and I would like to move them all to like little vinyl tiny houses, which are sheds. I bought one so far at Sam's Club for about $800. People demolish these tents. They're pissed off. They get mad at somebody, and then the tent is so easy to cut up or destroy. One guy threw like a bunch of 2x4s on this other guy's tent and collapsed it. That's the only problem I have with a tent. Tents aren't awesome. They're freezing in the winter, boiling hot in the summer. But you know what? They keep off the sun, the wind, and the rain. And so I got no problem with tents. But let's say you're like, I feel weird about tents. I don't think veterans should be in tents. Fine. Don't just steal their freaking tent. Do what this VA is doing. Move them onto some ground. Step one, move them onto some ground where they're safe and not getting beat up and harassed by the rest of the public who hates homeless people in general and hates addicts and, hates disabled people. And then work on getting them in a house. That's the process, not sweeping their tent and being like, get out. Where are we supposed to go? Not my problem. Just get out, because that is the actual, that's the policy America is primarily doing. But this is the step one. This is good stuff.